Hello everyone. I don't really see a lot of people posting like spiritual stuff here or positive things here, so I'm gonna talk about some spiritual stuff. So maybe if you guys watch this video, you'll understand a couple of things about yourself and why you're feeling certain ways. So first of all, I want to talk about people who are light workers, people who tend to be sensitive, highly empathic, intuitive people. I'm talking about spirituality and like how things affect you in a spiritual manner. I'm just doing this as a video to express to everybody. I'm bringing some positivity into here. So I wanted to give you guys some enlightenment on like if you're empathic or you feel you're a light worker or a starseed. Hi everybody, welcome. I'm just posting this video. It's not about the viewers. It's not about how I look. This is all about a message so people can understand. A lot of people out here do not realize that they're spiritually gifted in a certain way or another. And so I wanted to let you guys know that if you're feeling, if you sense things like spirit, or you feel like emotions, or you're very empathic and you feel highly intuitive, or you're psychic, or these things happen to you, like let's say you go to a party or you go somewhere and you're not feeling right and you don't know why, right? You don't know what's going on, right? So you need to understand that in this life we have spiritual gifts in us, and we have things that we don't know about, that we're not sure about. And what's happening out here to a lot of people is like depression, anxiety, people feeling like they have ADHD. They're going through like emotions that they can't explain. You might be like spiritually gifted or spiritually in tune. And so what you need to understand is like if you're highly anxious, or you have a lot of anxiety, or you worry a lot, or you feel like spirit, like you, listen, a lot of people don't believe that spirit is around them all the time. But it is. Spirit is around you all the time. There's spiritual beings and stuff around people all the time. I have people sending me pictures all the time saying, hey, you know, look at this picture, Flo. What's on this picture? Is that a face? Do I see a word there or something like this? It is true. We are constantly surrounded by entities and energies, and sometimes we can't understand why we're feeling depressed, why we're feeling anxiety, because you're empathic. So empathic people, light workers, starseed, will often get put into dark situations. Like for instance, your home, your family life will be a lot of like trauma and a lot of stuff that will happen to you. And that's because you're learning a lesson so that you can go out here and teach it to people. Like what I need you guys to understand is that a lot of people don't believe this spiritual shit, and that's fine. And I'm not about this new age stuff or none of that. All I'm trying to tell you is that you do have spirit around you all the time. So for a lot of you who, let's say a cousin got killed or something happened recently, somebody died, and you'll start to feel anxiety and you're worried a lot, you got to understand that this is spirit. It's around you a lot, okay? Empathic people do not know they're empathic. Therefore, they think they're sick. They think they're depressed. They think that something's wrong with them. When you're empathic, or you're a starseed, or you're a light worker, and you don't know you are these things, it will initially turn into a physical illness, okay? So if you're stressed out because you don't know what's wrong with you, I don't know why I feel like this, I feel crazy, I feel like this. When you feel these ways, you have strong psychic, spiritual, empathic gifts that you are unaware of, and that you need to learn about yourself, because nobody really talks about it. And people always go to a doctor, they take medication, they take Xanax, they take all these medications thinking that that's going to make them feel better. But what they need to understand is when they recognize that they are empathic, they are light workers, they are starseeds, they will recognize that they actually have a gift instead of a curse, because you can turn something from a curse into a gift. A lot of times people will hit me up saying, you know, I'm going through something. I feel darkness. I feel the energy around me. I don't know if I'm crazy. People are telling me I'm crazy, but you're not crazy. You are feeling something around you. When you go somewhere and you're at a situation, you're at an event, and you start to feel anxiety or nervousness or tension, you might be a really strong empath. And so you don't know that these energies are affecting you in your home. That's why they say sage your house, cleanse it, clear it of clutter and all that stuff. stuff. And so you're saying I'm always jumpy or feel like someone is watching me. I wonder if that means anything. Being jumpy and feeling like somebody is watching you, and I'm not trying to scare anybody out here. I'm really not trying to make you scared. But when you're jumpy and you have a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of spirit around you. They could be children, they could be animals. So therefore you're picking up on that high tension of, listen, when you hear this saying, surround yourself in the love and the light and all that stuff, it sounds corny and you're like, what the fuck is that? But you got to understand they do that for a reason. When you don't surround yourself in positive energy and positive vibrations, what happens is you call in entities of darkness. When you do things, yeah, my DNA activation is happening. My head will not stop hurting. When you do things that are dark in nature, you in turn initially invite dark energies into your world. So when you stay with love and positivity around you, listen, I had to work very hard to get out of a very dark situation in my life. I'm talking about depression, anxiety, addictions, all these things I had to battle because I wasn't aware that I was psychically in tune or I had gifts. I thought there was something wrong with me. I went to every doctor. I tried to check on myself. Nothing was working, okay? When I finally started to understand, okay, I think this is something different, I went into the spiritual side of it. I started to heal and I started to, do shadow work and look into my past. When we have traumas from childhood traumas, when things happen to us, let's say child molestation, abuse, or you dated someone who was abusive, these things will initially affect a highly sensitive person. Meanwhile, it doesn't affect them, which is why I always tell people don't give your abuser the power by focusing on the things they did to you, because that abuser is living their life scot-free. They're not thinking about all the problems they caused you, but you're sitting here torturing yourself, damaging yourself. So I realized when I was smoking weed, drinking, hanging out in clubs, hanging out with people that didn't give a fuck about me, my life wasn't going well, right? And then I started to eliminate all of that stuff. I eliminated all that negativity out of my life. And when I did that, I invited the light in. And now when I'm in my home, I no longer feel negative energy around me. I no longer feel negative entities around me. Hi, Jeffrey. You wanted to be in the video? Is it about spiritual stuff? Because I'm just talking about spiritual nature and how you should understand that you're not crazy. You don't have anxiety. You don't have depression. All of that stuff is put into our heads. When you watch the news and you scare yourself and you put yourself into all of these energies, you're going to feel those energies, okay? So everybody's terrified. Oh my God, this is scary. That's scary. COVID, this. It's a worse strain and this happened. You scare yourself that way. You give yourself fear because, fear is basically an illusion. And I know that because I went through a time in my life. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. Yes, I have talked to dark energies. I've heard them. I am clairvoyant. I'm clairaudient. I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, where I could feel, clairvisient, where I could see and basically see into another world. And I've seen a lot of things like that, okay? Yeah, you start tripping when you think that stuff. You start tripping when you think that stuff because the people around you don't listen, when you start telling people, I think I'm feeling this or I think I'm seeing that, you know what they're going to say to you? Yo, you're crazy, bro. You need a doctor. And that's the point. Little kids, when they say, Mommy, I think I see somebody in the corner over there. And in every movie ever, they send them to the psychiatrist. What happens? Everything goes wrong in the movie, right? Because the kid is not crazy. They're actually seeing what they're saying they're seeing. And at the end of the movie, the whole family gets murdered because nobody believed them. And so their ass is staying in the fucking house, in a house where a kid just said, I just saw something, and your ass is still there. Kids from the age that they're born to the age of 8, children from the age that they're born to the age of 8 can peer into, their third eye is not closed yet. They have not been given social standards, this is what it's like. And I have dreams of flying to Africa, and I could talk in my dreams fully conscious. I astral project every single night in my dreams. I visit dimensions, you guys, and people could say it's just dreaming. It's not just dreaming, because I see family members that passed on. We talk, we have conversations, they take me places. I go to UFOs, I see all different dimensions. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks. They could be like, you're crazy, you're crazy. It's okay, because the people that are woke, the people that have their third eye woke, I'm working my way towards there. Young Ghana speaking. I speak into someone that lives in Ghana. I'm working my way towards there. Yeah, so what I'm saying to you is, when you're woke, when your third eye is open, you gotta understand. There's people out here with their third eye that are closed. So of course they're saying you're crazy. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Yes, they will. They will affect one's mental, physical. And listen, I am not afraid to talk about the things I went through. When I was unaware and I did not know, how come today I do tarot readings for people, right? And they're like, how the fuck do you know that? How do you know this and how do you know that? And I'm like, well, my psychic intuition, I opened my third eye. I let go of the fact of thinking that I am, the Zulu African nation, like they talk about this, the Zulu African shamans, right? Which is, I read on them a lot because I consider myself a shaman. I am a healer. I've healed myself. I died and came back to life. They say you get initiated as a shaman when you have went through something traumatic and healed yourself from it. And I went through something very traumatic and dramatic. And so I'm not afraid to talk about the things I experienced. I healed myself from ADHD, bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, drug addiction, and I was never a person to do drugs. So that's how you know people out here don't know what's really going on. Because I was a person, when I saw someone smoke weed, I'd be like, ew, look at this bitch. That's how I was, very judgmental. I talked about people. I was like dramatic. I was like in that world of like fashion and look at me, and my shirts were costing $90. And then when you get woke, why is it when people get woke, right? You see rich people and they're wearing like bummy clothes. You know why? Because they're woke. They understand that money, all that stuff. First of all, money is not the root of all evil. Anyone who puts their hands on money, that's your energy into it. And so if you're an evil person, that money turns initially evil. Like they say tarot card readings are evil. The person reading the cards is evil. So if she wants to be evil and lie to you, she can do that with the cards. For someone like me, I take it as a sacred thing. I take it very seriously. So when I read, I want to make sure I ask my spirit guides, please give me the correct messages to give to people. I don't want to mislead nobody. I'm not here to lie to nobody. And they work with me. And if I feel something isn't intuitively pushing me, I won't say it. But my point is, you can heal yourself from these traumas. You can heal yourself from this pain. There's so many people out here that are going to, you got tarot cards right there. Yes, me too. I got them right next to me. Like I got them right here. Like I keep them next to me all the time. And I'll do this. Like I'll pull myself a card of the day. I don't read my own tarot cards every day because that's like cheating, like everybody else has to. It's cheating. So what I do is for the day, like I'll shuffle. The reason why I shuffle when I shuffle is I go like this. Yes, it's the love of money that's evil. Exactly. The reason why I shuffle and go like this is because, okay, Jeffrey, if you want, you can come into the live and talk about some stuff. The reason why I shuffle is because I wait for spirit to throw a card out for me. So see that? And they threw a card out for me. And it's the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands wands represent fire, right? So the Ace of Wands represents a new beginning, fire, passionate beginnings, okay? So if you want to read tarot and you want to do that stuff, I suggest you fully get yourself into the love and the light before you begin these occultish things, because remember, everything can be used for light and dark, right? And so if there's something, a power or a gift that you're given, you could have psychic intuitive gifts and use them for evil. It's up to you, really. It's up to you. But you're able to heal yourself. I was saying that because I do jump, because I get a lot of messages back and forth, especially when there's people in the room. I will feel your energy. If someone is crying and I can't see them, it's many times I'll start crying and for no reason. They're like, how did you know I was crying? And it will happen. I'm very empathic. I'm very intuitive. Very psychic. People around me will call me and be like, yo, do you think that this person is going to do this or do that? And I will say they're going to do it. And it happens every single time. I have dreams about things that are going to happen. Your dreams are telling you so much, you guys. You have to write your dreams down, please. Because when you write your dreams down, you can figure so much out about your life. Dreams are, kings and queens back in the day used to have dream interpreters next to them and astrologers. So if all those elite people had those types of people around them, what does that tell you? That these things were never evil. They were never bad. They were used to advance people, to advance humanity, okay? When they say like, listen, I know everybody, I'm not against Jesus, the Bible. I was born Muslim, you know what I'm saying? Assalamu alaikum and all that. But the point is, we are told things so that we do not, don't forget, there's always energies that try to hold us down. They don't want us to know, they don't want you to be woke. They don't want you to succeed. They want to keep us down, right? So when you have these energies, you got to work against them. You understand what I'm saying? When you're trying to get into the love and the light, when you're trying to get into the loving side of light and be positive, there's always going to be negative energies. But listening to that voice that's telling you, you're no good, you're shit, you're so depressed, you're never going to get out of this. When you listen to that voice, you give them more power. And so they get louder and louder and louder, and they fuck with your head. But if you quiet your mind down and you listen to that good voice, because the angelic beings, the celestial beings, they do not they do not pass free will. They're not going to be like going past, they follow the laws of free will. Yes, I do have a YouTube. It's The Real Florina, The Real Florina Kaya, or you could even type Go With The Flow on YouTube, and you'll see FLO, no W at the end. And I post a lot of videos like this. I have a video called The Dark Side of a Light Worker, and which explains how we as light workers, because I know a lot of you are going to feel this right now, so I have to say, you know, get you a red band to block negativity and bring good luck into your life too as well. Black obsidian beads are great for blocking negativity. This is black tourmaline. This is great for taking out EVPs after you use your phone all day. Last night I had a headache, put this on my head. I swear they work. You know, these were used by priests and such like that to protect themselves. They would wear them on their chest here. Why? I wonder why. Because that's how it is. When you see ancient Samaria and ancient Anunnaki people, they were wearing those chest things with crystals. So my point is, like, if you're feeling anxiety, you feel depressed, you feel like you're feeling energy around you and people are telling you you're crazy, or you feel like you sense and you know things, listen to your intuition. You are so aware and you are so capable of doing so much that I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of us are sitting back here not going towards our capabilities, towards our advancement. So what are we doing? We're sitting here denying our powers, we're denying who we are, and we're saying initially, no, that's impossible, that's crazy talk. You know, like, people think it's crazy shit, but it's not. Once you awaken to the potential that you are here as a divine being, because initially, you know, everybody wants to talk about slaves and stuff. We were all, human race was brought here. We were all brought here in a slave mentality. When you're born, your social security number is initially a jailhouse number. It's a slave number, right? Your birth certificate, all of these things to keep track of you. It's like they keep track of you in jail. It's the same thing. It's one big prison. But if you don't unlock yourself out of the matrix, you will remain out of the matrix. You will remain in that state of consciousness. And so that's why all these people that are woke, they're free. They feel free. It's because they freed themselves from the societal norms. Whatever you see in society and you think it's normal, this is what goes on. We get corrupted every single day. Like I said, children from the age that they're born to the age of 8 can see into the other world. Their third eye is open. You know when their third eye closes? When they go to school, when they start getting taught by society, when they start reading books on fake ass history and all this stuff. And then your children who are very aware, and that's why you should listen to your kids from the age of born to age about 9 until they start to get corrupted by society, which happens to all of us, right? And so what happens, hi Summer, so what happens is we grow up and then we forget about all that stuff that we knew when we were born. We were set here, our soul came onto this plane, and we forget all that stuff. And so as you get older, you go through trials and tribulations. I urge you to watch The Hero's Journey. It will show you that we are born with the wisdom, and then we lose it throughout life. And then, you know how everybody wants to go find themselves when they get older. They start to go find themselves. They travel, they look into themselves, and they want to find out who they are, truly who they are. And then they start to find out, and then, you know, they become conspiracy theorists, and then the truth starts to set in, and then they start to awaken, and then boom, you do the shadow work, you do all this work, and then you go to the light. Hi, Brandy. You go to the light. It takes a while for you to transition into these things, but that is the point of being a human. Start off knowing, your soul comes in here knowing, you're, what the fuck am I doing here, right? And then it starts to lose it during societal, you start to follow society, and then you start to grow up and you start to realize, okay, you go through things, depression, bad relationships, karmic relationships, soulmate relationships that go wrong. And you're learning through all this. And the point is to learn through all of this. Because if you don't learn from it, what happens? Like, maybe everybody doesn't believe in reincarnation, but your soul does come back to learn somehow or another, whether you learn here or you go to school in the spirit world, because I communicate with spirit and they show me them in schools learning all the time. Every time I go in my astral projection in my dreams, they be showing me them in schools learning, okay? People tell me they have dreams all the time about being in school. And I tell them all the time, that's because you're learning. While you sleep, you're doing work. Thank you, Youngana. You're doing work while you sleep. You don't even know that your mind is where everything is. Yes, you are in this physical body. I get it. But you are a spirit in a body. You are a spirit in a body. You're not a body trying to figure out where your spirit is. Your spirit is trying to learn how to be human, okay? Imagine being a spirit. You're free. You get to roam, whatever. You could travel through doors. You can travel through dimensions. You can go from one country to another in a heartbeat. And then boom, you get put into a physical body. What do you think happens? Now you're shocked. Your body is shocked. Your mind is shocked. What the fuck is this? Why can't I move? Why can't I fly? Why can't I? So you're learning how to be human. And of course, that's going to be a shock to you. When you're a spirit in a body learning how to be human, what do you think is happening to humanity? Why do you think we go through the struggles? Why do you think we go through the pain, the torture, the stress, the love shit, looking for our soulmate? Meanwhile, we're not looking for our soulmate. We just miss home. We miss home, right? We want to go home. This is not our home. This is where we are right now for this present moment. This is where we are experiencing a journey to learn lessons. So when you're missing something, you're not missing the love of your life. You're not missing any of that. Everything you're missing, you can find it right in here. Okay? Like Jesus says it, Muhammad says it, the Buddha says it, the kingdom of heaven is within you, everything you need is inside of you. The Buddha says you look everywhere, but everything's inside of you. You know, humans, you have eyes to see, but you see nothing at all. Everything is inside of you. What's happening during sleep paralysis? I'm going to tell you what's happening during sleep paralysis. Your state is your brain is in a state of like a theta beta wave, and so you're so deep into that astral dream. And sometimes, yes, there are entities that do fuck with you when you go to sleep, which is why I say to everybody, before you go to bed, protect your aura, because some of us astral project and we don't know where we're going. You don't know where your spirit's going. And when you go there, there are entities that are like, oh, look, I got her. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine your spirit letting go. Remember, our spirit is attached by like an invisible string, okay? It's like attached. So when you go to bed, your spirit's not going to leave and never come back. It always comes back to the body. But sometimes if you don't protect yourself and you're having these dreams where you realize you're having sleep paralysis, you have to protect yourself before bed, because your spirit is going off and there might be an entity that caught you and is like, oh, let me play with her real quick. And they want to play. And you know, people have sex dreams, right? And they wake up and they swear to God they were having sex with someone, and everybody's like, oh, that's just the dream. No, it's not. Those are entities. There are entities all around us. Don't think that if you were an entity and you were able, you know, when they say the son of and then the fallen angels saw that the Son of Man was beautiful, so they came down and took them as wives. Those are entities, you know, aliens, beings, whatever you want to call them, right? Those are entities. They come down. Imagine if you were an entity and you could walk through walls and you see a badass bitch. You're not going to walk through that wall and maybe try to get some pussy. And you know you could energetically fuck with their spirit, and you can do that. And that's why it's good to protect yourself and stay in the love and the light and the positivity. All of those things are real, guys. They're not... Listen, I know because I've been through it. And I'm not going to sit here in front of people and be like, I've been through this. I've had, you know, entities have had slept with me during my... It's happened to me my whole life. When I was 17 to 20, I had to go to the doctors because I thought something was wrong with me. I was like, why do I keep waking up and my hands are being held down and I feel like somebody's basically fucking me? And it's a whole truth. It's a whole truth. And the doctor goes to me, it's called sexomnia. And I'm like, what? No, what the fuck? Like, I would have, like, my mans, I remember when I was with my boyfriend for, like, I was, like, 22 years old, and he was like, yo, it was like you were with somebody, you were talking to them, he was like, I don't know what was going on, I didn't know what to do. He's like, I just was looking at you. And I'm like, why didn't you wake me up, you know? Like, you let me sit there, you let this motherfucker take advantage of me, you know what I mean? And that's why it's good to protect your aura. Sleep paralysis doesn't happen to me anymore because I protect my aura with the light, right? Before I go to bed. I always protect my aura when I go out in public. I protect my aura. Is self-pleasure dark? No, it's not. Masturbation's not dark. Sex is not dark. The only time it's dark when it's done in a dark way, a dark setting, a dark environment. Everybody knows this. Have you ever been hanging out with somebody and you could just see like demonic look in their eyes, like their eyes turn black, or like you just feel like, I just got the feeling in my heart, I can feel it at that moment. When somebody around you or somebody that you're around, you feel uncomfortable around them, like your spirit and their spirit, like your spirit will tell you like this person's no good for you. How do you protect your aura? It's very simple. Close your eyes, envision a white beaming light inside of your solar plexus here, which is your chakra here. And you imagine that light like a candle burning, 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 and it's going all around you. And your aura is full of white light and love, forgiveness, gratitude. These are great vibrations that entity's trying to do its thing. They did their thing with me. Trust me, mad times, and I had to learn how to protect that. And like I said, you protect your aura by, first of all, staying in the attitude of gratitude, right? Being thankful, forgiveness. Those are very high vibrational energies. So when you are in those energies, they really do absorb your light with energetic. It's like really beautiful. Like you if you stay in forgiveness and gratitude and all that. Some of your dreams depend on what you eat before you go to bed. So that's the truth. I go to bed every night. I don't eat after 6 o'clock. So that I can dream more vividly and they could be more realistic dreams, because I do have very prophetic dreams. I see things that are going to happen. And so I go to bed at night without eating junk and all that stuff, because it does affect your brain, right? But when you go to bed like on a hungry stomach, for some reason your body fights, right? So when you're hungry, your body fights. It does this thing like the fight or flight situation, but it like has more energy. So when you sleep, you're vividly dreaming and more things are happening. You know what I'm saying? So so you have to, like any shouldn't have warned me. My friend asked me, didn't know what to say. What? Brandy? I don't know. Bring me your phone now. Anyway, so like I was saying, I don't know what you're saying, but it's funny. So what I was saying is, I believe you because you aren't here by ourselves. It's been proven. We're not. Even science says it. Like, okay, so for those of you who are like mad scientific, I'm gonna tell you right now. Even science says it. Why do you think so many of these teenagers today are like popping Xanax, popping perks, sipping lean? Yo, they're supposed to be the most psychically gifted, intuitive, empathic, light-working, woke, lit motherfuckers on the planet, but they're staying in this low vibration. When meanwhile, we're depending on them because they're seeing their generation of adults acting like, is porn dark? I guess it's dark if you're like, listen, anything that you excessively do is dark, okay? So I tell people all the time, you smoke weed, right? If you smoke weed every day and you can't stay without weed, you got a problem. I don't care what anybody says. I know, because I went through addiction. Addiction is addiction. You can't stay off your phone all day long. That's addiction, okay? Thank you, Young Ghana. So I appreciate that. Anything that you do excessively is dark. Anything that you do excessively is dark. And it is Mercury in retrograde. A lot of people from the past will come up for a review. So Mercury is the planet of communication and it's in the reverse. And so people from the past will try to come up and communicate with you. So ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends that are no good for you. The universe loves to put you on the right path and then test you to see how stupid you are. So if you're doing great and you're doing great right now and you go back to somebody who's treating you like shit, you just gave in and the universe is like, she's stupid. She's still not learning. Now we're going to give her the lesson all over again. The point of relationships, bad relationships, when you're in love with someone and things go wrong, they cheat on you and it's so bad. The point of these relationships are so that you can learn from them. If you don't learn the lesson, I will promise you, you're going to repeat that same kind of relationship again till you learn that specific lesson. Karma, the wheel of karma, karma is not a bad thing. Karma means lessons. I need people to stop using the word karma as if it's so negative. It's not. Karma it literally means lessons. So when you don't learn a lesson from a specific situation that God, the universe, has given to you, you will do it all over again. How do I become more in tune with my spiritual side? I'm a Scorpio, and I feel like you're a Scorpio, mamacita. Let me tell you something about Scorpios. Listen to me over here, okay? I have Scorpio in my chart heavy. Scorpio is the element of water, okay? Your quality is fixed. Fixed meaning you really don't like to change too much. You're really kind of like stuck in your ways. Your ruling planet is Pluto, okay? You're associated with the 8th house. Your symbol is a Scorpion eagle. Your phrase is I desire. Your opposite sign is Taurus, okay? Imaginative, passionate, dramatic, obscene, obstinate, sexual, subtle, intense, secretive, possessive, idealistic. Scorpio rules the planet of occultism, okay? Occultism, mysticism, secrets. So how do you become more in tune? You are the sign of in tune. Scorpio, you're the sign of in tune. You are the most occult mysticism and occultism, like magic and all that. That's your sign, Scorpio. Like, That's your sign. You should really, really look into your birth chart, because you could have Scorpio in your sun, and then the rest of them could just be like different things. And so you're not, you could have those different characteristics, those traits about you. Like I said, like there's a lot with the astrology that I could go through next time. It's like, there's a lot. You gotta really be into astrology to start listening to me. But if you go watch some of my videos, I talk about all of this stuff. Now I want you guys to also understand, in this lifetime, we're gonna be learning lessons, and the whole point of this lifetime is to learn lessons. Like if you don't learn them and you don't understand, first of all, that Sagittarius, I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo rising. I'm a Virgo sun. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, let me see here. I mean, I have a lot of Sag in my chart too. Now, Sagittarius people are very anxiety people, very anxious people. A lot of Sagittarius friends I have, they have problems with anxiety. Okay, so Sag, your element is fire. Your quality is mutable, which means that you will change. You'll, if you like something, you'll do it. You're associated with the 9th house. Your symbol is the archer or the centurion, half man, half horse, right? Your phrase is I see. Sagittarius is I see. Okay, so you see basically everything, which makes you anxious, really anxious, and that's why you're always worried. Your opposite sign is Gemini. Your keywords are ambitious, optimistic, independent, philosophical, energetic, careless, expansive, blunt, pushy, and adaptable. Okay, so Sagittarius people are known to be a little bit like, you can kind of get like, when you're in a relationship, you have to be careful, because if someone knows how to take advantage of you, they will. It's very easy to take advantage of you because they play on your sweet side. You have a good heart, a good soul. So Virgo is the element of earth. The quality is mutable. Ruling planet is Mercury, the planet of communication. And that's what's in retrograde right now, okay? Your symbol is the Virgin. Your phrase is I analyze. Your opposite sign is Pisces. Your keywords are modesty, picky, logical, analytical, melancholy, practical, perfectionist, industrious, nagging, and helpful. Okay, if anybody ever knows a Virgo, we could be like really on, oh, you're a Scorpio too? You see, Jeffrey, and he knows he's woke. A lot of Scorpio people are woke, and the ones that are not yet, they are looking to get woke. They're very into this stuff, but they want to stay so much on the logical side. See, that's the thing about humanity. They think so logically, and like what's going on. Like when I see people working 9-to-5 jobs, I love all that stuff, right? But I had to break free from that, because I felt like when I was going to work, I wasn't able to be myself. I'm like sitting behind a desk. I felt like a robot. I would go on my way to Manhattan. I would go to work. I would go to work in Manhattan, and I would be on the subway, and I would look around me, and there would be like a line of people, and there would just be, when I fucking tell you, like robots, they just look like robots. And then there would be other people who would, like move around, and they saw life, and they were aware, and you could just tell the difference. When somebody's not woke, they kind of like, yes, I am you. I will do what you say. Yes, I will. And the people who are free, and there's different types of way, Yeah, you started your own business because of that. I started my own business because of that. Even working for TV, when I was on TV, even that's working for someone else. And you think about it, the show I was on, it had the heart and the devil horns, and then the devil tail at the end. So which energy you think I was working for at the time? I broke out of that, and I got asked to do many, many more things for that. So many. You guys, every single time they had something going on, they asked me first. And I was like, no. I don't care how much money you're offering. I don't want it. I don't need it, because if I took that money again, then that's just making me back into that person, right? So I had to get away from that. You're originally from Harlem? Oh, really? El Barrio, La Marqueta, and all that. Oh my God, yeah, that's, and I love Harlem. I actually lived in Harlem on 115th Street for a little while, for like a year, so I got to see that side of life. I wasn't, what I love about myself is that I lived in the hood, and I lived in the nice places. So I know what that life is like, and I know what this life is like, and I had both experiences. Therefore, I'm not bougie, and I'm not all about that. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. We struggled when I was a little kid. And so I'm a Virgo, and I hustled my ass off. I did TV. I bought this house for my mom, right? And like I said, a lot of the money that I had went on stuff that it was not necessary. The only thing I would say the best investment was helping my mom buy this house. That was the best investment. And now we have a big ass house in upstate New York and we're chilling. But other than that, my money was going to useless things. I was giving to people who didn't give a fuck about me because my eyes were closed. I didn't see anything. I didn't see. I could remember being in clubs when I was hosting clubs and looking into the audience. And I swear to God, sixth string. And I swear I would look into the audience. Because I'm myself. I haven't changed. If you watch, the only thing that's changed about me is I've grown. The growth in me. But my personality is the same. I have both sides to me. I have that crazy wild side to me, and I have the sweet, very innocent side to me. I don't change my personality. That's the thing about me. It doesn't matter. All the money in the world. I've had men like show me a lot of money, and I'm like, okay. They're like, she's probably gonna go crazy over there. So then I look and I'm like, what are you doing right now? Like I get mad if I'm with a guy and he has like a stack of money. This is like the worst thing you could do. You have like a stack of money and we're at a store and we're getting one thing. What's up, Alicia? And we're at a store and we're getting one thing and you pull your whole stack out to take out like $5, bro. Why can't you just have a couple of loose bills on the side? Why are you showing off? Don't do that when you're with me. That showing off shit, that look at me, I got money, look what I'm wearing. That stuff, I'm a Virgo. I don't give a fuck about your car. I once got in a Bentley and sat in the front seat. Hi, everybody. Where you at? The Utica Rough Buff. I'm in upstate New York. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm in upstate New York, like by not closer to Albany, not closer to New York. I'm in the middle. So I once got in a car with a guy and he had a Bentley. I swear, true story, on God. I get in the front seat and I sit and I go, oh my God, this Maxima is dope. I said, this Maxima is dope. He got so mad. He was like, what? I was like, what? He was like, yo, ma, this is a Bentley. What you talking about? I was like, oh, I don't know the difference. They all look the same inside. He was like, no, they don't. I was like, yes, the fuck they do. I've been in every car in the world and they all look the same inside to me. So like, and I don't like people who show off. I don't care. It's nice to have nice things, but do not be a show off. I don't like that. Like you get around people who ain't got it and you show that you got it. You're asking, like you're advertising yourself to get robbed, first of all. Like when you walk around, yeah, we like you for you. You can't speak for all Virgos. Some of them are very high maintenance, very bougie, but that's not every Virgo. It depends on what they have on their charts. I have a lot of signs in my chart that are not into like material possessions and all that. Like I had so much stuff in my house and in my room. I took my closet and took so many things out and I went to the local church and I just gave them away because I was tired of looking at all the stuff I had. It was just like stuff everywhere. I was like, why do I have all this stuff? Like look at it now. All that stuff I bought in the closet, I couldn't wear any of it. I haven't gone nowhere. I haven't gone nowhere. You want to talk about quarantine? I've been quarantining. I've been working from home. I got clients all day. I don't leave, you know what I'm saying? And I have to be home because I have clients all day. I'm working from home. I'm doing this. I'm making my spiritual boxes. I'm getting this ready. I'm creating the product. I'm making medicines and doing all this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm home. And guess what? This time has been the most productive for me. The most. The times I was out everywhere, everything was all off. I was all over the place. As soon as I grounded and I stood my ass in one place, I got more creative. I didn't sit here bored. Like, you can't do that. When you have time on your hands, instead of worrying about what blunt you're going to smoke and what friends you're going to hang out with, how about trying to do something creative for yourself? Because I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of these young generations out here, they're supposed to be the woke ones. They're supposed to be the one that's carrying the next generation out. And the older generation is recognizing that they're not doing that. And so we're trying to wake up and we're trying to bring this expansion of consciousness to everybody because we see that these young motherfuckers ain't doing it. They're out here you know what I'm saying? Fine, it's fine. Enjoy your life. I'm not judging, but it's the point is we gotta wake the fuck up. We gotta wake up. What are we doing here? Humanity is if we don't step into this new vibration, whoever is not stepping into this higher vibration is gonna remain in that vibration that the earth was in before, which is COVID earth. I'm not staying in COVID earth. I'm past that. Oh, you have no idea what time you were born? It's not on your birth certificate? What? I'll never get to know my truth. Where's your mom? Do you have a mother? or like anybody in your family maybe, because if they were there, they can tell you, you know. But even if you don't know your birthday, you can still find out a lot about your birth chart. The only thing that the birth time, you want to know what the birth time affects? The birth time affects the ascendant. That's all. It's like, you know, the ascendant, the rising sign, that's the only thing that gets affected by the birth time. Is I'm such a Virgo. That's one thing. I'm like, whatever. The ascendant, your rising sign, is the only thing that gets affected by. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Ebony. I'm sorry about that. I apologize about that. You know, that's got to be rough not to have nobody to you know, look back to or ask about your birth chart. I'm sorry for that. I love you. I love you. And so, you know, I just wanted to talk about all this spiritual stuff because nobody ever talks about it. Like, they do, but it's like always some, like, I'm just going to say that, and I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. It's always some, like, perfect looking girl who's, like, body's perfect, and she's, like, doing yoga, and, like, who's resonating with that? I watch that, I'm like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll watch some of it to learn some stuff, but I need somebody who's like me to talk about this shit, because then I understand it more. And plus, we explain it in a different way. They want to use big ass words and wonder why people can't learn. The reason why people can't learn is y'all motherfuckers want to sit here, quantum physics leap, traumatic law, the E equals MC square, and the hypotenuse and the hypotenuse. Like, calm the fuck down. Yes, I do personal readings, babe. I do. Yes, and I love personal readings because I get more in tune with the person's energy. When I did the live yesterday on here and I did the readings, bro, I still, today was the day I got rid of the headache. I had a headache from that time to this time. When it's so many people like that, remember, I pick up on energies. I was feeling everything. When I was done, I was like, I couldn't even like blink my eyes. That's how much my head was hurting because of all the energies. You know? Yeah, I know, Ebony. I love sharing this stuff. Look, that's the thing. That's the point of life. Whatever tragedies or traumatic things you go through, share your experiences because people will learn from you. What's the point of going through something bad if you can't use that in a good way, right? If you went through something bad and it just sits there, you just keep it in the back of the closet and you never take it out to wear it, you know what I mean, or show it off. And what's the point? You buy a shirt and you never wear it. What's the point of buying a shirt, right? It's the same thing with trauma and things that you've learned, right? Instead of looking at them as bad things, understand you learned something of it, take that life lesson and teach somebody about it. You know what I mean? Sanea, I'm gonna post my information on the bottom of this thing, okay? How do you sign up for personal readings? I'll post my website on the bottom of this and you could take a look, because I do have like spiritual guidance, and then I have a half-hour reading and the 1 hour reading, but you know, they're all different, so you can look at the website and see which one you like and which one you choose. I do have availabilities probably Wednesday or Thursday this week. I should have something for Thursday for sure, but it takes about 2-3 days because I have a lot of people on wait. So I'm gonna, when I'm done with this live, I'm gonna start working on some clients today, then tomorrow, the next day, and I catch up on people from like 3-4 days ago. It's constant work, you know. Okay, so I love you guys, love and light. I will post the information on the bottom of this. Yeah. The black conscious dudes be doing the most. You know, it's crazy. Like, I always say this and people are like, I remember this like white lady, she was like, why do you always say that about black people? And I was like, because they were the first richest people here on earth, and they were the first woke, the first to have everything, and they got oppressed because they knew they were powerful, and they were like, oh hell no, these motherfuckers know too much, let's make them out to be somebody who knows nothing, right? And then that stuck, right? Same thing with like people that are not white, you know what I'm saying? They held secrets from everybody. So it's not even about race or gender. We can't be mad at nobody or nothing, because remember, God sends workers here, even the evil ones. Those are God's people too. And God knows exactly what God's doing, because you need a balance of negativity and positivity to balance out the earth. What happened was, yes, a lot more negativity has kind of like done its course and done its dirt here, and now the positivity is starting to come back. Like, nah, fuck this, it's getting too dark out here. Like all the dark shit that goes on with children and all that stuff we weren't recognizing. We were like la 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 in our own little world, and then people started waking up. You know, hell yeah, they got all that stuff. But you know, I just gotta say, some people are woke, some people are woke. Like, I'm extra woke. It's like sometimes it's a lot, but I've learned to find my center, right? Because you could be real woke, like me, for instance. I see everything, I hear everything. If I go into your house and I've heard voices in people's houses, and I'm like, oh, somebody's talking right there. They're like, how do you know that? I'm like, I can hear them. You don't hear that? And they're like, no. I'll hear footsteps. Like, it's weird. Like right now, my ear's going deaf on the left ear, okay? All right, so I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Love and light to you. Remember to stay in a positive love and light, because when you're in a positivity and you're doing positive things, you only attract that kind of energy, meaning good energy as in entities, bad energies as in entities, also good people, bad people, right? So in this 3D world and other dimensions, if you keep your energy cleared and focused, from the floor, we just say, hey girl, hey Deja. So if you keep your energy focused and you really stay focused and you find your center, and especially if you're feeling unbalanced and all over the place, the best thing to do is take your shoes off and go outside and step on ground and ground yourself. You will never know the power of that, of feeling the earth on your feet. Obviously right now it's freezing, you can, but when it's not, you will never know the power of that. When you're feeling anxiety and you're stressed out, just go outside and step in nature. Go to nature, you know, touch a tree. You know, tree hugging, they say that it fixes kids with autism. I mean, like, these things are real, okay? We go to medicine right away, medication, because Big Pharma is going to keep you locked down. Trust me, they're going to keep doing that to you. But if you don't wake yourself up and understand that you can, you're starstruck by this, no, by this, no. If you don't keep yourself woke, like, and if you don't keep yourself aware, then you will be controlled by the mass things that go on around you, okay? So love and light to you. I don't really like to talk about too much on Facebook because the streets is watching. All right, I love you, CIA agent. Bye. I hope you're having fun over there. Ow. All right, guys. I love you guys. Love and light. I'll see you later. Bye. Bye, Jeffrey. Bye, everybody. Bye, Youngana. Bye. I love you guys. You guys are sweet. Bye.